Yes, my friends, it's Naja Banks here. Welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna answer a question that I got from a friend of mine online who's getting new to the internet marketing game. You know, they're out there buying traffic, they're taking massive action, and he asked a question, the same question that I had not too long ago, actually quite a while ago, but I stuck with it and I learned a few things along the way that I think are very important when you're buying traffic to your squeeze page, and especially using solo ads. Okay, now this person goes on, he asks a question, but he didn't really share enough information to give adequate feedback. So without that, I'm going to do as best as I can to answer a question that I'm sure many people had. So let's get into the question. Okay, so he says, okay, so I finished my solo ad test, and after a little over 1,000 clicks, I've received 300 leads. How long is normal waiting time to see if there were any buys? At some point in time, I would imagine a return is needed before additional investments are made. What's your thoughts? Great question, Roy. So here's the thing. Number one, you got to get your mindset right for this game, right? This game, it's all about, and by mindset, I don't mean rah, 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 woo, I'm happy. No, I don't mean that. What I mean is getting the mindset of testing, tracking, and tweaking, right? That's the name of the game, right? So when you're starting out, you want to start out small, you know, small in terms of you want to be consistent, but you want to constantly be testing and tweaking, seeing what's working. So I don't have enough information here, but what I'm seeing is you bought 1,000 clicks, right? You bought 1,000 clicks and you got 300 leads. So that's a 30% conversion rate. Okay, 30% conversion rate. Now, I don't know what your traffic source was. I don't know if this was only one person or 10 different people where you bought 100 clicks from solo ads each. I don't know, right? So without that information, it's a little bit hard to understand uh, what's going on here. And here's why, okay? Because if you tell me since you got 1,000 clicks from one person, right? That's just that one person's list. We don't know if was it blind copy that was used, and by blind copy, what I'm referring to is did the person, the vendor, pre-sale your squeeze page? Meaning, does the person that's seeing your ad know what they're going to get on the other side? What a lot of these vendors do is they'll send out blind copy, something such as you just got $10,000 in your PayPal account or something like that. Google just sent you $5,000, or here's how you make money online. Click here, right? So if it didn't pre-sale your squeeze page, then your squeeze page is going to convert lower than it would if you had the same ad copy in the ad as was on your squeeze page. So now you have a congruent click, meaning the person knows what they're clicking on. They land on your squeeze page. Now they know why they're opting in. That's going to increase your conversions. So without knowing that, I can't answer for you. But you should know when you're doing blind copy, then your squeeze page probably should match blind copy to get the higher opt-ins, right? And another thing is higher opt-ins does not necessarily mean higher conversions. Again, because they don't know what they're opting into, your prospects don't know what they're going to see on the other side. Here's a better example. If you are marketing some YouTube course, right? Then you want your ad to say something about marketing on YouTube. When they land on your squeeze page, you want it to say something or offer something about marketing on YouTube. Then when they opt in, the offer that they're going to see is going to be something about making money with YouTube. You see how congruent that is? So that it depends on where you're getting your traffic. Okay, so what I would say is make sure your squeeze page matches the vendor ad. Okay, that's number one. Number two is, are these 1,000 clicks all from one person or are they not? Right. So you really need to be tracking, because if you bought 10 different 100 click solo ads and they all performed at 30%, well, that's how your squeeze page converts, because that is statistically enough data to get a good idea of how well your squeeze page is converting. Buying 1,000 clicks from one vendor is not a good indication because you didn't spread it out. So we don't. It's not enough statistically speaking. It's not enough to say how well your squeeze page converts. Now, in an ideal world, you always want to be tracking your purchases, your ad purchases, right? And you always also want to be split testing split test your squeeze pages. So with 1,000 clicks, and I don't know what level of skill you have or what resources you have or don't have, but what the gurus do, what the top people do is they're able to tell you everything about their business from beginning to end. They know how many clicks it's going to take to get an opt-in. They know how many opt-ins it takes to get a sale. And they do that by split testing everything, right? So if you take the same 1,000 clicks and you bought 10 100 click solo ads, and at the same time you split it between two different squeeze pages, it's called A/B split testing, which basically means you're comparing squeeze page A over squeeze page B, and most of your trackers will allow you to do this. The good ones, anyways, will allow you to rotate your clicks from one page to the next, so you can see how well your squeeze page is converting, or how well which one converts better. If you don't have the technology or the trackers to do that, then what you do is you buy X amount of clicks to squeeze page A and X amount of clicks to squeeze page B, one after the other, and you see which one converts the best, and you keep scaling up that way. Then you know how many opt-ins, what your conversion rate is. The next step is how many opt-ins does it take to get a sale? Once you know how many opt-ins it takes to get a sale, if you've been doing all the testing and tracking and tweaking, right? So you're going to have X amount of people opt into your list, right? And I would say if out of 300 people, depending on where you got the traffic, and there's variables to this, so I can't really speak on where your traffic source was. But if you have 300 leads and 300 people opt in, and you got a lower price opt-in, lower price offer, meaning if your offer that you're selling is anywhere from $1 to $17 or so, then maybe even lower than that. But I'm gonna say $1 to $17. You should see some sales with 300 leads. They say the average, or a good converting sales page converts at about 2%. Okay. So let's write that down. So that's on a good day, right? That's on a good day. 2 to 3%, 3% max. 3%, you're hitting a home run with solo ads if you're getting a 3% conversion rate on your offer. Okay, so let's use 2% to be a little bit more conservative, because that's pretty much the standard with a sales page. Now, I happen to know the offer you're promoting is $47. $47 in terms of the number of conversions is going to be a little, it probably won't be 2%, but let's use the 2% just for easy math. So 300 leads times 2% equals, what's that? 6 sales. So your objective should be 6 sales out of those 300 leads. Like if you get 6 sales, then you're doing pretty good, right? And then, as the way we know business works, the real money is on the back end anyways. And plus you're building on this list. So now you have 300 subscribers that you can now build a relationship with, some know, like, and trust. Send them to your blog, send them to your Facebook, send them to your YouTube videos. Do that stuff, because that's going to increase the amount of money that you make on this. So let's assume you make 50% on this. So let's just round this up to 50. So let's say $25, right? So $25 times 6 sales equals $150. So that's roughly what you should be. That should be the goal of what you're seeing. And I personally, my personal point of view is within 7 days after they hit your list. So if you're following up good and you have some good content in your follow up and you're getting opens on your emails and they're clicking on your links, hopefully you should see 6 sales after about 7 days. That should be kind of where you're trying to get to. If you're not seeing this, then what you need to do is look at what I would recommend is looking at your follow up, okay, and see, are they opening the first email, okay? The first email they receive is probably the most important because it sets the tone of what they're going to get from you going forward and what you do. Are you leveraging the first that's always going to be your highest open rate, right? So if you have 300 people on your list, or they opted in, I should say, and let's say 20% open, 20% open rate, then that's saying about 60 people open your first email. Hopefully, I mean, we could hope for 300 people opening your first email. But quite frankly, 60 people, 20% open rate on your first email, it would be considered really good in my opinion. If you're doing better than that, then hey, you hit a home run, right? So 20% opening, and then you need to monitor your click rate. So all of this needs to be tracked and tweaked, right? So yeah, so long story short, you need to track what you're doing. Where are you getting your clicks from? Is this all from one person? Is it spread out amongst different vendors? I would say work on getting this up to between 40 and 50%. So use another squeeze page if you have the capabilities. Track it, everything. Track, are you getting bot traffic? Are these real people? If you're seeing that a lot of people are not opening your first email, like you're seeing really low open rates, really low click-throughs, and assuming your ad copy is good, then you probably got some bad traffic in there. You got to keep in mind when using solo ads, especially with solo ads, these people are on a lot of different lists. Okay, so so you really got to get their attention, and you really got to stand out in the crowd, be different, be you, and get their attention in the first few emails, because that's going to set the tone of whether or not they want to open the rest of your emails. Okay, so that is what I would say. So yes, if you bought 1,000 clicks and you have made 0 sales, something is not, and you made 0 sales after 7 days. So all these 300 leads have been on your list for 7 days or longer, and you made 0 sales, then I personally, what I would be looking at is, where am I getting these 1,000 clicks from? Who's converting what? Where? That's what I would do, right? That's how I would look at it. And Rome wasn't built in a day. You got 300 leads, right? And if done right, they say a subscriber is worth at least $1 a month. Okay, that's the saying that's been online for a while. So if you do it right, let's say 50 cents a subscriber. Okay, because you're going to promote multiple offers to your list. So this could be worth, let's say, $150 a month to you if you work your list right. So then you could imagine this becomes a profitable campaign, even though you may not have made money right away from the 300 leads. Maybe they didn't maybe your squeeze page wasn't congruent. Maybe the vendor did not send quality traffic, right? So who knows what that is. So that's my answer. So look and check to see, did you make any sales? Because you didn't really allude to saying waiting time to see if there were any buys. I don't know. You didn't say you looked, so I'm not sure if you checked and you didn't see any. I don't know how long these people have been on your subscriber list. So it's a little hard to give you a specific answer. But that would be my answer to your question of what can you expect after 1,000 clicks. It doesn't necessarily mean your offer is bad, because if this is all from one person, well, they're sending the same quality traffic to you, right? But if you bought 10 different 100-click solo ads and nobody bought after 7 days, that would look a little strange to me. Odds are you should make something, right? See some type of activity after 7 days or so. And that's all I got to say about that. If you want more videos like this, just go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and hit me up on Facebook at Naja Banks, or visit my website, najabanks.com. And I look forward to answering more of your questions. All right, take care and bye for now.